I really dislike this show. There comes a point in every anime fan's life where they get wrapped up in the seasonal agenda, and this was for me quite a bit of time. If you don't already know, there are seasons where anime is primarily released, and it's sort of schedule for all these new shows, but anyway, during this particular season, I don't even remember which one, but I was on quite the watching streak. I was watching quite a bit of shows and picking up all the seasonal anime that seemed interesting to me, and that's when I found this show. Now at first, I thought this show was Horimiya? Yeah, I know, I'm dumb, because I heard a lot about that show and how good it was, so I was willing to check it out. And with the two being similarly named and almost identical in genre, yeah guys, it's really not my fault. But what really got me to watch this show was when I saw a short clip between the main character, Yoshida, and his boss from work. Now, from this clip, it seemed like a normal romance anime, nothing crazy or weird, but sadly that's not what I got. Higehiro is a really weird and gross show. The show follows our main character, Yoshida. Now, and the story basically starts when he is walking home after being rejected by his crush and sees a high school student on the side of the road. She's obviously in distress and he takes her in. But my first issue with the show is the constant advances she tries to make on this guy. Remember, she is a teenager and this guy is an adult. And I'm glad he shoots her down every time, because if he didn't, this show would not only be a 0 for me, but also wouldn't even be an anime at that point. And to be honest, it borders a lot. I mean, the fan service is just too much. Like, way too much. I mean, please stop. She's literally a high schooler. That is so gross. And it's not a gratifying show either. You know how when you watch a show, you feel good for watching it. Like, it makes you think like, wow, that was cool, or ooh, that was interesting. No, here it makes you feel awful. There were points where I would physically recoil and step back and think to myself, why am I watching this? And the only reason I continued was because there were a few people who apparently liked this show, so I thought, hey, it must get better. It doesn't get better. First of all, it's just not an entertaining show. It never clicks with you, and there's very little reason to keep going. I mean, I even dropped this show for months and only picked it up when I needed a show to review, and even without the fan service dragging it down, it's just bad. Like, there were points where I thought it was getting a little enjoyable, like this father-daughter bond they seemed to create was becoming kind of wholesome, or the whole dating shenanigans with Yoshida and the women from work, but then that would all be thrown away with the high school girl trying to make moves on the main guy. Like, please stop. I get that they were going for this deep idea of letting go of past trauma and being able to live on without having to use your body, but it just never gets resolved. Like, it tries to preach this stuff, yet she still does it constantly, and it tries to be emotional about it too. It acts as if it's presenting something super deep and plays this dramatic music constantly, yet you just don't care, and it's really gross for the most part. And not only for the fan service, I mean, they have some really gross characters too. Like, there's this episode where a guy basically tries to, like, assault her, to say the least, and then the next episode he is forced to apologize and she accepts. And then they go on laughing. Like, am I the only one who finds that really unsettling? They also say some really problematic stuff in the show, and it tries to play it off as if it's inspirational. Like, no, I'm not inspired, just creeped out. And even if it was inspiring, there are plenty of other shows that integrate topics like this way better into their plots. So don't waste your time. If someone says this show was emotional or anything like that, they were lying. Also, the animation kind of sucks, and the characters look like every other anime character to ever exist. You could show me 100 anime and I would not know which of these characters where they were from. It's that bad. And well, the animation kind of starts good off at the beginning, but it just goes downhill from there. It just, by the end of the season, it just looked really bad. Overall, this show was just complete garbage, plus the name is just too long. Show tried to be deep when in reality it wasn't. Too much fan service, and the show just makes you feel weird for watching it. This show is the reason that people who watch anime get made fun of, because this stuff was weird and I would never recommend it. Higehiro gets a 2 out of 10. The only reason it's not like a 1 is because it had very brief moments of being an actual normal anime, but other than that, it's boring, weird, and just a really bad show in general. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments of your own, make sure to leave them down below. Trust me, I read them. Also, look at this graph. Okay, but as always, stay awesome, TooAwesome, thanks for watching.